Yo, what's up YouTube? It's your boy Demonte bringing you a banger. Don't forget to follow on my Twitch, please. This is where we have daily content. In the world of Payday 2, of heisting and high stakes DSUD heisting, there's about one perk deck that really stands out from the other ones. It's the hacker perk deck, where your health and your dodge stat really stands together and makes for an ultimate experience. So let's dive right into it. You get a base HP of 276, getting a Joker throws you at 345 HP, pretty tanky considering that you have 75 dodge as your max dodge in this build. With a crew chief teammate, you can get yourself a 400 HP pool and 75 dodge once again, really crazy. Unless otherwise specified, the only thing we'll be using for armor in this build will be just the suit to offer us that 5% dodge as well, and it'll just be the factor that we need for movement speed as well. Most importantly, you do have a pocket ECM which activates as a ECM feedback for 6 seconds in your pocket, and it offers you healing. We'll get to that in just a moment. What I wanted to touch on here is that you have 100 seconds as a cooldown timer, but 6 seconds can be removed from it per kill. So you essentially either need to get 16 kills or 17 kills. Either one gets you, it's like 96 and 107. So either one gets you to the area that you need to get your ECM feedback again. So as for the healing portion of your ECM feedback, it'll heal you 20 health per kill, and if you take 225 damage per se and you have 276 HP, it will roughly take you 13 heals or 14 heals if you're at completely 0 HP to get back your full HP value with the hacker ECM feedback. Now take into account that 16 to 17 gets your ECM back. Pretty handy knowing these things. The hacker Wasp build, aka the Rocky hacker build. This was once again also featured inside my hacker Wasp video from a very long time ago. Let's go over the skills for the build here. We have ourselves a Joker, partners in crime, and hostage taker to passively regenerate HP. We have stable shot for the stability. Next we grab ourselves shock and awe for the passive armor regen, pairing it together with resilience. And we have bullseye for the aggressive. Next we have scavenger, underdog, just some random points. Next we do have this as a big factor in the build to keep you reloaded quickly. Even though we have fast mags, we are still prioritizing the keeping yourself in the fight situation. We also have the high damage with the body expertise, pairing this together with full crits. We also have ourselves full dodge, and that's it. Here's the weapons for the hacker Rocky build. We start out with the bigger the better suppressor. As a boost we need a concealment. As for the gadget here, we go for the compact laser. We go for the speed pool. As for the secondary sights, you can always grab for the extra concealment, but it's not needed for the way that we played. As for the sights here, we go for the concealment sight. Now as for the Wasp here, we go for an accuracy buff. No barrel extensions. We actually use the exclusive set, which is the Whisper 9 suppressor. And then as for the extra, we do use the grip here for that extra force stability. And as for the magazine here, we could grab this, but we do not decide to go for it. The same thing is said here for your stock. You could grab this, but we don't decide to go for it at cost of concealment. Well, the anticipation was short, but here it is. Let's go over the skills for the build here. We have ourselves a Joker, partners in crime, and hostage taker for passive HP regen. We do grab ourselves combat medic and stable shot for the stability. Next we're grabbing ourselves the overkill skill, so our shotguns have massive damage after the first kill. We have passive armor regens with resilience and shock and awe, pairing that together with bullseye for the aggressive. Next we're grabbing things like surefire and steady grip for the accuracy, stability, and the armor pierce buckshot. Following this up with full crits and full sneaky bastard. It's not full actually, but it's really close. As for the weapons here, we have the Isma, built with the short barrel. Ammunition is just buckshot. We use the horizontal leveler. It's just my preferred way of playing. You could use the shark teeth as well, just whichever one you prefer. I actually am using the minus accuracy over the over the concealment. That just makes your weapon spread more is the idea. Same thing here with the auto fire. We're getting that slight damage increase and more accuracy minus. Same thing with the charging handle. We're getting a bit of an accuracy minus for some more stability. As for the foregrip here, we use the hollow handle for the concealment increase. We use a laser sight for no statistical change. Next, we're using a AK wood grip for 12 stability. Next, we're using the Big Brother magazine, which is giving us a +4. Not too notable, but definitely I like to use. As for the stocks here, I'm using the classic stock, which gives me +4 accuracy, +12 stability, mostly used just for the stability. And as for the last thing here, we're using the upper receiver, which is -4 to the accuracy, +2 to the damage. Pretty nice statistic. As for the secondary judge here, the only thing that's important is that you're concealing the weapon and you're getting yourself Dragon's Breath. The only thing that's important. This is my Hacker LMG. Running at a 65 total dodge pool, a 345 total HP pool, and running around with 215 rounds. Let's go over the skills for the build here. We have ourselves Combat Medic, getting ourselves up to uppers just for the instant HP regens. Next, we're grabbing ourselves a Hostage inside Hostage Taker as well to give ourselves a passive HP regen, matching that with a stability increase. Next, we're grabbing passive armor regens, pairing it together with Bullseye for the aggressive. We're also grabbing ourselves Lock and Load, Body Expertise, and Surefire inside the setup, allowing ourselves big damage, fast reloads, and armor pierce. Next, we're grabbing ourselves Sprinting Dodge and Sprinting Reload. It's just the way that I play in this build. It's not necessarily the way you have to go. And then we also grab ourselves Unseen Strike with some crits, and then High Value Target for our special units. And it is worth mentioning that if you do want yourself to have Shock and Awe aced, you could just simply remove Uppers aced and go for Shock and Awe aced. Shock and Awe aced then will allow you to stagger shields with your bullets, instead of just relying on having to counter them or using your ECM jammer, or maybe having a teammate. Now as for the weapons here, I'm using the long barrel for the accuracy stability increase. Next, I'm using the bigger the better for the accuracy stability increase. We go for the bipod because why not? Next, we're using the stability increase to give us the maximum stability for the setup here. You could always go for the railed foregrip for some minus stability and +2 damage increase. I don't. Next, we go for the LED combo for some more stability increase. And then lastly, we're going for the solid stock for more stability increase. As for the P90 here, we use the civilian barrel for the +8 accuracy increase. Next, we match that with the bigger the better suppressor, giving us accuracy and stability increases. Then we go for an accuracy boost for +4, giving ourselves an LED combo for a +8 stability. We go for the lower receiver, even though it has just visual effects, that's all that's for. Next, I'm going for the magazine speed pull mag. It does have a lot of minuses, but we certainly wanted to use that. Next, I'm going for the holographic sight for this one. It's just a +4 stability, really. One of my favorites, the Hacker Sniper, which is yielding a 500 damage sniper, 100 stability SMG, armor piercing with Surefire. What can't stand in your way? Let's go over the skills for the build here. We have ourselves first aid kits for the instant HP regen and for the aggressive playstyle. Next, I'm grabbing myself Graze. Then I'm matching myself with some armor regen passively with an aggressive style of armor regen with Bullseye. We grab ourselves Surefire aced and Steady Grip aced for some weapon stability, and this is mostly for my secondary weapon. Next, I'm grabbing myself Dodge, and I'm grabbing myself full crits for the maximum damage output that I can grab. And I'm also noting that I do have inner pockets and optical illusions, and I'm around about 9 concealment level. As for the attachments here, we go for the silenced barrel. It does remove a bit of damage here, but we have crits and it's a 500 damage sniper. Next we're using a concealment increase, then followed by a laser. You could always go for another increase to the concealment here, just for a slight, and I'm actually going to go for it. Gives us a bit more of the dodge increase. And then lastly, your sight is completely up to your choice, but I go for the Seymour sight because I'm doing a lot of close range battle. As for the micro Uzi here, I'm using the Medeved R4 suppressor for the accuracy and stability increases here. I'm going for the concealment boost, then following it up with the micro laser. And then lastly, we remove the stock for the concealment increase, and we still have 100 stability, so it's an easily usable weapon here. And then lastly, we have the hacker Akimbo, using the micro Uzis and the AKATOSH 21 or whatever it's called as the secondary. Really strong build. Highly would recommend if you're trying to be DPS player. Let's go over the skills for the build here. We have ourselves a Joker, Partners in Crime, and Hostage Taker for the passive HP regen, pairing that together with the Hacker ECM. Next we go for weapon stability, pairing it together with some passive armor regens and an aggressive armor regen. We ace out Scavenger in this build, it just comes in handy because we use Akimbos. Next I'm going for Bunny Expertise, Lock and Load for sprinting and shooting, and armor piercing rounds with Surefire. Next I'm going for full crits, some dodge increases and sprinting dodge. And then lastly we have most notably the Akimbo skill to increase my capacity for the weapons for my primary weapons. As for the primaries here, we're using a similar setup for the last setup here. The Medeved R4 suppressor for the accuracy and stability increases here. We go for a concealment boost, then followed by the micro laser. As for the SMG sidearm, we're using the Medeved R4 suppressor for the accuracy and stability once again. For the boost, we use a concealment increase. We go for a micro laser. As for the grips here, we're using the AK rubber grip for mostly the concealment increase, but we do get a +8 to the stability. Next, we're using a Seymour sight, mostly just personal preference here. And as for the stock, we do remove the stock because we want the concealment increase, but then luckily we still get that 100 stability is what I meant to say. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Please leave a like, subscribe to me. You guys are actually capable of becoming a member on my channel here. I'm not too sure if anybody knows that. And I figured I'd mention that. Thank you guys. And if you guys do comment anything, let me know what builds that you guys are using from this build video. And other than that, I do appreciate it. And hopefully we can make the next build video if you guys enjoy this one.